Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is another Bloons TD6 Tier list. Now this one doesn't have Dartling Gunners. I won't mention them in this video, but sorry. So yeah, this one does have Engineer though. Like, if you look in the Flying Fort versus round 100, right next to the attack zone, which is right next to the Supermind, which is under the Banana Plantation, which is under the Avatar of Wrath, which is underneath the Blue Incineration, which is to the right of the Apache Dart Ship, which is in the top left corner. You'll see Bloon Trap. So this goes from 2 Vengeful Sun God Expectation to Flying Fortress versus round 100 to Getting Flying Fortress for round 100 to Icicle Impale compared to Bloon Sabotage, Tier 4, not Tier 5. And then what the true Vengeful Sun God actually does. So yeah, let's get started with the video. Yeah. First, we have the true Vengeful Sun God Reality. To the right of it, the biggest one. The biggest one. The biggest one is good rate for popping ceramics, although you don't really need the Tier 5 since this job is already handled by the Tier 4, and it's just a bigger blast radius, which is very situational and not really good. Then we have Bloon Crush. Bloon Crush next to biggest one, Bloon Crush. So what it does, it bombs stun balloons and ZOMGs. So this is a good concept, but it very struggles for ceramics at a heaping cost of 58 grand. Like, either ceramic popping power or Moab popping power, which this lacks in, is a must for something that costs like 50 grand plus. Like, Permabrew makes up for this for buffing towers insanely, and so does Homeland Defense, same reason. And then we have the farms, which don't pop balloons. And yeah, let's. Oh yeah, that's it for the Bloon Crush. Elite Defender. Elite Defender is a really good tower, but he lacks in weaker balloons like red and yellow balloons, and ultimately those could be the demise if you don't have a ton of supporting towers to pop the weaker balloons while he pops the Moabs. And he's really good, except he does have that one downside. Monkey Wall Street. Monkey Wall Street gives you 10 grand every 30 seconds, but for its price, it takes a while, especially compared to other banana farms. Pirate Lord. The Tier 4 is really good, and for 22 grand, all you get is a ZOMG 1 tap. And then also a ship. Like, you can get ZOMG 1 taps a bit, like, for the same price. But also, it's limited to water, which is a double-sided coin, since it is good, since most water towers are good. Especially if you check the top, you can see like 3 out of the, I don't know, I'd say 12 are water towers. But like, it could be better, and it could only pop one ZOMG. And for its price, you can get something that pops ZOMGs not only faster, but much more efficient. Like, attack zone, for example, which is right next to the balloon trap, which is underneath the crossbow. I'm not going to do that. Then we have primary expertise. Primary expertise excels at ceramic balloons. And its buffs are pretty good, but not really compared to the tier 4, like they're similar. I normally don't use it for the buff, so I don't know. But for 27 grand, you can get something like the big one, or balloon solver, tier 4. And then you're set. You don't need 27 grand. Then we have the next one. The anti-balloon is really good, except it's pretty much a stronger version of the tier 4. And for 100 grand, not worth it. Prince of Darkness is good, but he's very situational. So is Glaive Dominus, unless you're getting a regrow farm, which most people don't do. I personally don't. Then you don't need them. Papana has an ability which covers the maps and stuns. It's pretty good. Except it's not pretty good at the same time. But it is, it could be improved. But the base attack Moab damage is pretty much the same as the tier 4, which is not good at Moab damage. Icicle Impale, it's in the name of the tier. Balloon Sabo gets the same job done. Except I do give it credit for slowing OMGs. But it still is a pretty good tower. But downgraded by the fact there are much more cheaper, better solutions. Infernal Rings shreds balloons and does decent damage to Moabs. Its ability, which if we're being honest, it does every, a couple seconds. Isn't very worth it. But the base damage is better, and that's why it's not in the bottom like last one. The last one was mainly based on other communities' feedback. Permacharge. Permacharge is a great tower. It's like Turbo Charge, which is great, except it lacks in... It doesn't lack in anything. I don't know why it's this low. But Permacharge does have a decent price tag for what it does, but it is still worth it. Then we have Preemptive Strike. ZMG Destroyer, except it lacks in DDT popping power, but shreds BADs on earlier rounds, like round 100, and that's the only earlier round, and is a decent tower. Balloon Solver shreds Moabs, Herbs, and Balloons, and unless you get a main Moab Micro, that's a tongue twister, for the ZOMG, then it's not very ideal for ZOMG and further, but it does shred balloons. And when I say shred, I mean shreds balloons. Archmage. Archmage, I've actually only used once when I was doing Flooded Valley hard mode. It's a good tower, decent damage, lacks in ceramics. That's all. Ultra Boost. You're probably wondering why Ultra Boost is here. It's outcompeted by 2 overclocks, which are also better, take less time to make, and are cheaper by a lot. Although he is really good if you don't like abilities that much. So that's why he's not bottom tier. And now we have the 3rd tier. Bomb Blitz, recursive clusters, but with a decent passive ability that is pretty much Sar Bomba, except you have to lose lives. Now, it can go very good with stuff like Azili, but still not worth it. It's good, but yeah. Moab Cripple. all range, super brittle, practically. What it lacks in is, I don't know why it's down here. But do note, it is slightly more expensive. Well, no, a little more expensive if you count tier 4s and tier 5s. Yeah, I don't know why it's this low. Then we have Bloonary Shredder, or more commonly known as Moab Eliminator. Yes, Moab Eliminator. Moab Eliminator has this really good ability that takes barely any time to shoot. And it shreds Bloonarius very well, like tier 2s, slightly tier 3s, not really. But yeah, it's good, especially if you can afford it. You probably won't be able to, but we don't. And then, yeah, Energizer. Energizer pairs greatly with Preemptive Strike and also Super Maelstrom and other stuff like that. But Energizer isn't really a great damage thing. And the price is decently high. So, it is a middle tier. Gluestorm, since the last time I talked about it, got lots of buffs, which is actually pretty good, especially for budget camo. Lead popping power. I'm joking. It's not budget at all. But it is really good. Flying Fortress. Flying Fortress excels at one thing, shredding Moabs. But the price of it is is expensive for early game, and its job late game is outclassed when the balloons have lots and lots and lots of health. Total Transformation. Total Transformation can turn 5 other towers into a Total Transformation monster. Really good tower. And they shred and all that stuff, except they have one downfall, which that downfall is purple balloons, which can be dealt with something like, I don't know, a absolute 0. Then we have Superstorm. Not that big Moabs like DDTs. Price worth though, decent, could be better. Spirit of the Forest. Spirit of the Forest is a good tower. Surrounds in vines and gives money. Barely any, but still does. And yeah, decent. Grandmaster Ninja. Grandmaster Ninja is a good tower, excels at popping Moabs, and pairs greatly with Shinobi tactics. Ultra Juggernaut shoots these giant spheres that shred lots of balloons, trample them, I guess, and has lead popping power. You don't see that from a lot of tier 5s nowadays. Back in my day, Elite Defender could pop lead balloons. Alright, next tower. BMA. BMA! Great for damage, horrible for money. Plasma Monkey Fan Club. Long name. Does same thing as Total Transformation, but a bit better, if not worse. Carpet of Spikes. Covers the map in a carpet of spikes. True Sun God. Pretty good damage. Can make towers extremely cheap, but quite pricey for what it's worth. Super Glue. Super Glue immobilizes balloons, most balloons, permanently, except its downfall are regrow balloons. And you see a lot regrow balloons in later rounds, and it's good for Moabs. And that's all. Absolute Zero is really good. I guess it's good. It freezes all towers on screen with its ability. Its base attack could use work. Freezes water, which is cool. And yeah, Sarbama. Bomb Blitz, but it's an ability that you can use and has a cooldown, which Bomb Blitz does have, so it's the same thing. But it's not, since it's an ace monkey and drops bombs. Alright, next one. Super Brittle. Main Moab, the Ice Monkey, and Sheeper. Banana Plantation. I'm going to try and speed through these. This video is like 15 minutes so far at recording. So, Banana Plantation makes big money. Big money. And is really good, especially worth the price. Komachi Defense is really good. It shreds with its mini Komachis. And yeah. Crossbow Master, paired with the Monkey Knowledge, awesome. Shreds most balloon types with ease. Master Bomber. Full range bomber, bigger bombs, and really good. Phoenix Lord. One of the two towers that I've never used. The other one being Superstorm. But it's really good. Can pop purples with the ability. And the ability. And yeah, pretty good. Also, its main Phoenix is permanent. Awesome. Monkeyopolis. Absorbs tier 4 and lower banana farms. Really good. Legend of the Night shreds balloons with its batarangs or something. I don't know. And can teleport map wide. We're talking about the tier 4. And then he has a black hole ability, and I'm pretty sure increased damage. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, special preparation. Paired with tier 4, the right tier 4 can absolutely shred. Although that does require monkey knowledge. Without the monkey knowledge, it's good, but the marine definitely shreds. Sky Shredder shreds balloons and Moabs. And yeah, it shreds. Balloon Sabotage sabotages balloons and makes them weaker. Well, Grand Saboteur. Super Maelstrom shoots lots of blades, great pierce, great damage, and yeah. Well, massive pierce. And the tier 4 can shred ceramics, and so can this. Super mines drop mines that are super and explode, quite cost-worthy, although it's worth the price. Tack Zone is the tack zone. It shoots lots of tacks, many tacks that attack lots of balloons. Has great cross-path things, ideally top path, and Alchemist buffing is a necessity and overpowered. XXL Trap is a big trap that traps very big Moabs, although you do want to cross path it or not, I'm not sure, but it is really good. No, top. Apache Prime, great for chimps, overall, top. Blue Incineration, the one mortar that is good. Fire decamos. DDTs, and yeah, pretty good. Carrier Flagship, basis of some chimp strategies, shreds, and pretty good. You probably weren't expecting this, but Trade Empire gives you really good money, especially paired with tier 4s, and then you get the Paragon, get increased money, and then you get the Sun God for more money. It's just money every round. Money. And then it outclasses the Banana Central. And then it's Moab Domination can constantly bring back most Moabs that aren't BADs. And yeah, pretty decent. Sub Commander. Basis for most hard to chimps impoppable strats. Shreds makes other subs, which already do shred even more, and shreds. Elite Sniper. Elite Sniper is really good, especially with bouncing bullets and supply drops, and it gives other snipers elite targeting. Really good, especially combined with Moab Cripple, and yeah, Permabrew. Permanently brews, very good brews that help monkeys. Permaspike doesn't really need an explanation. Great attack damage, great lifespan, and yeah, overall good tower, especially when buffed by alchemists. Sentry Champion has awesome sentries. Deals with the early game rounds in chimps and unpoppable runs. It's really good. Underestimated tower. Banana Central goes exactly with the boat farming strategy. Monkey Wall Street, sorry. Goes exactly with the boat farming strategy, buffs them, and they get the tier 4s, buffs them even more, and then you just get even more money. Avatar of Wrath is a great chimps tower. Great. And that is all. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.